Hello everyone and welcome to my YNR CBS Spoiler Today channel. Please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Genoa City is currently being rocked by a high-stakes medical crisis that has the entire Winters family on edge. Malcolm Winters is fighting a terrifying battle against aplastic anemia, a condition that has left him desperate for a bone marrow donor. As the clock ticks down, Lily Winters has taken it upon herself to lead the charge for his survival, hoping she can be the miracle he needs. However, the search for a match has led to the unearthing of a massive, long-buried secret involving Holden Novak and Dr. Stephanie Simmons. What started as a medical emergency has transformed into a profound exploration of betrayal, biology, and the complex bonds of family. We are watching a story where a newly discovered son must decide if he can forgive a lifetime of lies to save a man he barely knows, while a daughter fights to prevent history from repeating itself. The emotional atmosphere in the hospital right now is absolutely heavy, and you can practically feel the exhaustion and desperation etched into Lily Winter's face. For Lily, this situation with Malcolm is about so much more than just a medical diagnosis. It is deeply, painfully personal every time she looks at Malcolm in that hospital bed. She isn't just seeing her biological father, she is seeing the ghost of Neil Winters. We all remember the absolute devastation when Neil passed away so suddenly. Back then, there was no warning, no hospital stay, and absolutely no chance for Lily to fight for him. That feeling of powerlessness has haunted for years. Now, with Malcolm facing this life-threatening condition, Lily feels like she has been handed a rare cosmic second chance. In her mind, saving Malcolm is a way to finally achieve the redemption she's been searching for since Neil's death. She is throwing every ounce of her being into the testing process, desperately hoping that her bone marrow will be the key to his recovery. I can't even imagine the internal pressure she is placing on herself right now. She wants this to work so badly that it's almost heartbreaking to watch her holding on to this hope, knowing that in the world of Genoa City, things are rarely that straightforward. While Lily is focused on being the hero, the storyline is shifting toward a much more complicated and soapy reality involving Holden Novak. Imagine the absolute shock Holden is going through right now. He just found out that his entire life was essentially a lie because Dr. Stephanie Simmons kept his true paternity a secret for decades. To find out that your biological father is a man you have never met and that he is currently dying is enough to make anyone spiral. Holden's reaction is raw, intense, and filled with a very valid sense of betrayal. He's lashing out at everyone around him. And honestly, can you blame him? He is being asked to undergo a medical procedure for a stranger who happens to share his DNA but has never shared a single moment of his life. He's stuck in this whirlwind of anger, wondering why he should be one to step up when he was the one left in the dark for so long. The betrayal he feels towards Stephanie is massive, and he's struggling to see why he owes anything to the Winters family. I can't believe she kept that from him for so long. Imagine how he felt hearing that news while a life was hanging in the balance. It's the kind of thing that makes you question everything you thought you knew about your own identity. This is where the April 10th episode is set to become an emotional powder keg. YNR spoilers indicate that Lily is going to realize that if she isn't a match, she has to be one to convince Holden to save their father. This sets up a fascinating and highly charged dynamic between them. Lily is Holden's biological half-sister, and she is going to have to lean into that new connection with everything she's got. Can you picture the scene? Lily with tears in her eyes and her voice trembling, pleading with a man who is essentially a stranger, asking him to look past his anger and see the human being who is fighting for his life. She's asking him to be the bigger person, to forgive decades of deception in an instant, and to provide the miracle that Malcolm so desperately needs. Even if Lily isn't the physical donor, she is becoming the emotional catalyst for the entire story. She is bridge between Holden's resentment and Malcolm's survival. It is such a heavy burden for her to carry, especially with the memory of Neil still so fresh in her mind. I can really feel her desperation coming through the screen. Can't you? If and when the results come back showing that Holden is a match, the stakes are going to skyrocket even further. Holden will be faced with the ultimate choice. Does he walk away and let the past stay buried, or does he step into the role of the hero? The word is that he will eventually decide to help, but don't expect it to be a smooth transition. This isn't going to be an instant bond. There is so much trauma and history to unpack first. However, the act of donation itself is going to be incredibly symbolic. When Holden finally goes through it will be a turning point not just for Malcolm's health, but for Holden's own sense of identity. He will be Malcolm's hero. He will also be saving a part of himself. We're expecting a very tender, quiet moment between father and son after the procedure. One that doesn't fix everything but finally opens the door to a real relationship. I honestly didn't think he would do it at first, but seeing him step up is going to be so powerful. You have to wonder if this will be the moment where he finally feels like he belongs somewhere. The build up to the transplant is going to be filled with these small unguarded moments of humanity. Holden is going to be spending time in the hospital, seeing the Winters family in their most vulnerable state. He is going to see the love they have for Malcolm, and it's going to make him realize what he missed out on. It's going to be so layered. On one hand, he's angry at what was stolen from him, but on the other, he's seeing a family that he could actually be a part of. And then there's the confrontation with Stephanie. That is going to be a must-watch moment. Holden isn't just going to let her off the hook. He's going to demand answers. He's going to make her face the consequences of her silence. The storyline is doing an amazing job of balancing the medical drama with this deep, character-driven emotional arcs. It's about more than just a transplant. It's about the reconstruction of a family that was broken by secrets long before Malcolm ever got sick. You can really feel the tension every time they are in the same room together, and it just makes you want to reach through the screen and help them figure it out. When the day of the procedure finally arrives, the tension will be at an all-time high. Everyone in Genoa City will be holding their breath. Lily will be the one keeping the vigil, reflecting on her journey from the grief of losing Neil to this moment of hope with Malcolm and Holden. The success of the transplant will bring a massive sense of relief. But the fallout is far from over. Recovery is a long road, both physically and emotionally. Holden is going to have to figure out who he is now that he is part of this legacy. And Malcolm is going to have to find a way to earn a place in his son's life. It's a messy, beautiful and deeply human story about the choices we make when everything is on the line. The definition of family is being rewritten right before our eyes, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. Seeing Malcolm's face when he realizes his son saved him is going to be the emotional peak of the season. I really hope the writers give this the time and space it deserves to truly resonate with us. The consequences of this storyline are absolutely massive for the future of the young and the restless. By revealing Holden as Malcolm's son and the key to his survival, the show has permanently altered the landscape of the Winters family. We aren't just looking at a temporary guest star, we are looking at a fundamental shift in the show's core dynamics. The impact on Lily is profound, as she finally finds a way to move past the trauma of Neil's death by successfully saving Malcolm. This gives her character a renewed sense of purpose and strength. For Holden, the consequences involve a total re-evaluation of his life and his mother's choices. His relationship with Dr. Stephanie Simmons may never be the same, and the trust that was broken might be gone forever. This is the kind of impact that will stay with the audience for a long time, as it touches on universal themes of identity and belonging. Additionally, this arc explores the idea of what we owe to our biological relatives. Does sharing DNA mean you have an obligation to sacrifice your body for someone? The show is tackling these heavy questions with a lot of nuance. The ripple effect will also touch characters like Devon and Nate, as they welcome a new member into their circle under the most dramatic circumstances possible. This storyline proves that in soap operas, a medical crisis is never just about health. It's about the secrets that come to light when we are at our most vulnerable. The aftermath of this transplant will set the stage for months of conflict, as the gratitude of the Winters family meets the lingering resentment of a son who was kept in the dark for far too long. The long-term fallout will likely involve legal battles, emotional reconciliations, and perhaps even more secrets surfacing from Stephanie's past. The way this storyline is structured also suggests a shift in how the Winters family will be portrayed moving forward. They have always been a pillar of strength in Genoa City, but this crisis has exposed their vulnerabilities in a way we haven't seen before. The introduction of Holden adds a new layer of complexity to their legacy, one that will require a lot of healing and patience. The emotional weight of Malcolm's recovery will be a constant reminder of the price that was paid for his survival. This isn't just a happy ending, it's a complicated new beginning. The show is daring to go to the darker, more realistic places, and the payoff is going to be incredible for the viewers who have followed these characters for years. It's truly a masterclass in how to breathe new life into an established family dynamic while respecting the history that came before it. Personally, I think this is some of the best writing we have seen for the Winters family in years. It feels grounded in history but also fresh and exciting. I love the parallel they have drawn between Lily's past with Neil and her present with Malcolm. It adds such a beautiful layer of depth to her actions. I'm also a huge fan of how they are handling Holden. It would have been easy to make him a good guy who just jumps in to help immediately, but by showing his anger and his hesitation, they have made him so much more relatable. We have all felt betrayed or lied to at some point, and seeing him process that while a man's life hangs in the balance is incredibly compelling. It makes his eventual decision to help feel earned rather than forced. I can't wait to see how he interacts with the rest of the family once the dust settles. I also really hope the show spends a lot of time on the recovery phase. The transplant shouldn't be the end of the story, it should be the beginning. I want to see Malcolm and Holden struggle to find things to talk about. I want to see the awkwardness of them trying to build a relationship from scratch. That is where the real meat of the story is. This storyline is a reminder that while medicine can save a body, only honesty and time can save a relationship. It's a powerful message, and the actors are absolutely knocking it out of the park. I'm fully invested in seeing where this goes and how it changes the fabric of Genoa City forever. It's the kind of drama that keeps you talking about it long after the episode ends, and honestly that's what we all want from our favorite soap. Another aspect I find fascinating is the role of Dr. Stephanie Simmons. Her motives for keeping such a secret are bound to be complex, and I hope the writers explored her perspective without necessarily excusing her actions. It adds a layer of moral ambiguity to the show that is always welcome. Was she trying to protect Holden, or was she trying to protect herself? The fallout from her decision will likely be the catalyst for even more drama down the line. Overall, the storyline has everything I love about Y&R: deep history, high stakes, and characters who feel like real people caught in impossible situations. I can't wait to see the next chapter in this unfolding saga, especially if it involves more explosive confrontation between Holden and his mother. In the ever-turbulent world of the young and the restless, where emotional stakes often collide with shocking revelations, the medical crisis surrounding Malcolm Winters has become a transformative journey for the entire family. At the heart of this drama is Lily Winters, whose desperate fight to save her father from aplastic anemia serves as a powerful quest for redemption. And a way to honor the memory of Neil, the emergence of Holden as a biological match has shifted the narrative from a simple medical emergency to a complex exploration of identity, betrayal, and forgiveness. As Holden grapples with the fallout of Dr. Stephanie Simmons' long-held secrets, his choice to step up as a donor signifies a turning point that redefines what it means to be a family. This storyline proves that while biology may connect us, it is the choices we make in our most vulnerable moments and the courage to build something new from the wreckage of the past that truly define our legacy. As Genoa City watches this fragile new bond take shape, one thing is certain: the emotional fallout of this miracle is only just beginning.